going to be for sure some atypical presentation because I'm a woman, so no woman presented before, at least in this edition. And more than that, I'm not an engineer, so I'm not a technical person. I'm an economist actually, but I will present myself. Why am I in this software world, and why am I presenting this? And the third reason is that I'm presenting this access control platform, which I guess you're wondering, why is this presented in the TED? Why is the connection with everything we talked here, and why is this considered innovation? So this is a short agenda, but I'm going to skip because we're going to talk about it. Who I am? I'm an economist, but I worked in the software business as a consultant. I implemented software for Oracle. Then I switched to the customer side, let's say, when I worked for PwC, because I was supporting customers implementing their software with the software providers. Then I worked for Open Solutions, which then became part of Fiserv, and which Alan knows is producing banking software in America, and has European presence as well. And in 2014, I switched to the entrepreneurship side when I joined the NEURER Business Solutions as a business development manager. The company, NEURER, is a small company. Ever since it started, it did IDNC in Romania, in Bucharest. And before the idea with the access control system, what we did is we had a little cloud of our own, a platform hosted in a data center, and we had the system administrators. So we provided infrastructure as a service, virtual private servers, and we are doing services like backup and disaster recovery and all things like that to keep their data secure and bring added value to their services. Also, we provide some email communication platforms as a service. Everything we do is as a service, and our commercial model is monthly subscription. So this is what we are heading for, with some exceptions. Why this access control system? As a joke, even those days, and everybody saying technology is opening doors to everything, but who will take care of literally opening the doors? And this is where we come in with our product, and we actually want to open the doors. But how is this innovating anything? Because everywhere you go, there's a lock. I mean, from the simple basic lock to something more evolved that we can see even in this building, and some of the systems look really fancy. How do we bring innovation? We believe that this is correctly called innovation not because it's new, not because it's disruptive in this world, but it's certainly a new approach to something that exists and to something that is really necessary, and we cannot, unfortunately, maybe we cannot live without it, at least in this business area where we all trying to work. We are looking for a workplace like a hub, or maybe a company's own premises. We took this, we like to talk about our product like the iceberg approach. What you see is little compared to what we believe the whole product is. And just like the iceberg, what lies beneath the water, this is the innovating part that I want to present. But of course, in order to make my product look fancy, I will apologize, and I will start by criticizing the old approach because let's face it, like being critical brings you the idea of a new product. So what's wrong with the old systems, or the existing system? We believe that not all of them, but the majority part are made up of door controllers that release the lock. Everything is providing information or receiving information, maybe Windows Server, and everything is the whole system lies within the building. And in most of the cases, this is it. Some of them are integrated with some Active Directory, and maybe when the employee is joining the company or the employee is leaving the company, you can also use that little integration. but very few systems. So as far as we think, we hope to be unique with all our features. Very few systems are doing more than that. And nowadays we have all kind of new challenges because there is so much information, there is so much software. We would like to integrate everything. A lot of companies have more than one premise, which is spread across cities, across countries, over continents, and we would like to gather and centralize data. We would like to benefit from statistics, and with the old systems, we cannot do that. So besides managing the security part, we are not actually doing more than that with those access control systems. And the most important part, they tend to they are not capable anymore of facing the new technology of two-factor or modern authentication technology like two-factor, like near-field communication, and everything that's available right now. So, as I said, those are the new challenges, and I think that every system, even the access control, should adapt to it and should evolve. And we analyzed those challenges, and this is how new ideas and the product idea evolved. We have to be able to manage something that can address customers that have premises globally or widespread in locations or over continents, and provide centralized information, integrate ourselves with other systems both ways. We would like to transmit information into ERP systems or other systems that are relevant to our customers. We would like to receive information from those systems, so we will avoid, those obnoxious double input of data and everything that in those days shouldn't happen anymore. So, what is our architecture approach? Either way you are looking at this, we are adding one more layer to the old systems. So either the old system is something that lives only inside the building, and then we add the cloud layer. Either we have already existing cloud systems, but which have this big problem. Yesterday, Joao said that, let's face it, technology will crack sometimes. And whenever you go cloud, you shouldn't expect 100% SLA. This is really not possible. So every now and then you will have little problems. So how do we face this when we talk about access control? Do we want to make it cloud? Yes, we need to make it cloud. But then what's going to happen if internet goes down and a person wants to enter the building? That's why we use those three layers. So we have the building server layer, which grabs the information locally, also holds information in it, and is able to give it back to the door controller. I'm stepping in the building, I will relate on the building server to enter. This works even in the situation when internet is down. When internet is up, which is 99.9% of the cases, everything is real-time synchronized with the cloud platform, which brings us all the power of the report statistics, which is able to integrate with ERP systems to receive and to give data back. But this way, I will provide access control in 100% SLA, even if I have some latency or an internet problem, if internet goes down for a few moments. If we drill down in the architecture, we thought about the building server to use. Anyhow, the whole system uses open source technology, and you'll see in my presentation, we even thought about it. I told the developers that they made a contest to use every open source available on the market, and they even used more than one database. We have actually 3 databases here, and only time will tell if this was smart or this was a fault on our side. At the building server level, the door controller transmits, of course, information. Everything goes into Mosquito, which then transmits information to a Java worker. We used Dockers for that. And all the things that are received, everything that has been received, either from the cloud platform or the door controller, so it's like information given by the user entering the building, or information that the system administrator inputted into the cloud platform, everything is stored in the local database, which is MongoDB. This ensures the functioning even without the internet working. So this is the offline situation. In the online situation, everything is synchronized with the cloud platform, and all the messages are going to the Kafka message broker. And those are the data flows that we thought that this is part of our analysis. And then when information arrives in the cloud platform, this is the architecture that we use. So we are relying on the message broker Kafka, and here we use two databases. And why is that? Because during our analysis, we thought that the time scale is better for the time events, and PostgreSQL is better for future integration with business intelligence systems and for our statistics and reporting information. Everything is going through ETL and sync. There is where information is layered in a business intelligence logic. So information is building up in Postgres, and only time entries are going and being stored in timescale DB. Of course, everything is logged. And of course, that on top of this, we built the user interface, which is based on React. Everything related to the backend of the cloud platform and the building server was built in Java in Spring framework. So I tried to group all the open source technology that we used, and you can see it's a lot of it. We hope that we made the right choices for the moment. For the tests that we did, everything works perfectly. We will see how this works when we scale to hundreds and maybe thousands of users, which we hope to achieve in the future. As I said, this is the technology stack we used, grouped by our product segments. So from the door controller, which is based on Arduino, and I want to mention that we produce end-to-end this product. The door controller is made by ourselves as well. For the moment, it's based on Arduino. We tried to achieve good hardware within small costs. We aim to a maximum of $10 per controller, but when we will start to produce this in mass, we have to achieve $3 per controller. When we will start to sell this product, we would like to give it for free to our customers. So everything that the product follows the company philosophy, and we want to sell this as a monthly subscription, and that's it. So we aim for no hardware investments for our customers. We aim to be totally OPEX and nothing CAPEX for them. We aim to do the whole maintenance for them. So to have innovation, let's say, including in our commercial approach, not only in the technological part of the product. The building server, we mentioned already the MQTT Mosquito, based on containers, using the Spring framework and storing locally the information in MongoDB. Everything is basically a Raspberry Pi. The server is a Raspberry Pi, the local server. The cloud platform, again, the technology stack which is here. And I also added what we use, but this is what we use in our own cloud for many years already. I said a few words about the commercial model. We aim to be seen as very easy to implement by our customers. We want to either not replace their hardware or at least the minimum replacement of their hardware. We're going to be for sure per pay-per-use. So if they decide to add more buildings, more door, more users, each month their billing information will be calculated. So they don't need to pay a flat fee. They will pay exactly what they use. And we hope to tempt them by giving them very nice statistical information and full integration with their ERP, their human resources management systems, and to be able to calculate their payrolls based on the time entries that we register with our product. Also, something that we consider ourselves special about, we are aiming for very nice very nice front end, for a very good user experience, because we learned that interfaces and your user experience matters in B2B as well, not only in B2C. We noticed that in software, companies tend to be very careful with the B2C appearance of their soft, but not so much with the B2B. That was an interesting topic also in open banking, because what is open banking? We are building a very nice interface on top of something that the bank was not able to do. So we are trying to make this as well, to make it look nice for the users, even if the users are being the building administrators of our customers, and not the final beneficiaries, which are the persons entering the building. What struggles we had, because it's very, very tough to build a system from scratch, from the blank page, as we say. Well, we had endless discussion about choosing the technology. We started this in January this year, and after some months, after 2 or 3 months, almost no code was written on this, because we were still arguing about the technology we are going to choose and use. Also, it was very tough to obtain the door controller prototype, being performant and also cheap. Another struggle that we had, and this was funny and painful as well, was that although we had system administrators, because we provided before services from our cloud, they were really busy and not really managing to help the developers install their development instances and everything. And we realized that we really need the DevOps, because the system administrators and the developers were not they were friends at the beginning, and then they started to be enemies. So here we are, after some months, we have a new role. We have DevOps, which is again something that the trend is. It's a new function. It's a new role in a company. And it's really, really necessary. Somebody that understands both developers and has the system administration capabilities. Of course, there were fights about choosing the minimum set of features so we can issue our first minimum viable product. There are difficult parts about running it in our own infrastructure. We are doing this, of course, because of the costs, being at the beginning of creating a product, but we want to keep ourselves clean, and we know that for the future we have to be able to migrate on the platform, in the real cloud, let's say, one of the 3, or maybe all of them, be compatible with all of them, with Amazon, Google, and Azure. Here I have some pictures of what's happening for real, the hands-on. Yes, we're fine. This is how our first door controller looked. And we designed things designed on paper and made with our own hands. Here's a little movie about what's happening. And of course, you have to be... You don't have to. I will ask you not to be harsh on this, because this is how at first the interface looks like. It's like just 3 columns and 10 rows, and wow, the miracle is happening. The door, the door is open. I know it sounds like a child's game, but it's a lot of work behind. It's a lot of work behind it. I can say, you know, the Pareto rule, the 80-20. I feel that this was the 80 to get here, and now building a nice interface and building nice statistics and I mean, this is the cherry on the top, the pleasant part. The harsh part was to get until here. This is where we are. I think that we can say we are in a beta version now, and the good news is that one of our existing customers, which is a dental clinic chain in Romania, is not happy at all with their access control system, and they want to give it up. And we told them, you know, during this time we built a product of our own, and they are interested to try it. So I can say that we are going to have our first customer. We are a little bit scared to try the whole functionality, and I mean by this the security part. So for the moment, they will not rely on our system for actual door security, but they will rely on our system for the time entry and the payroll calculation. And I hope that they will be happy with us and give us the chance to develop some more, because at least from my software implementation experience, I know that the real part, when you are implementing the customer, that is where you're really defining your product and testing it as thoroughly as you should. So those are the future plans. Our first customer, of course, we hope to be able to, in the first quarter of 2020, to have this first tiny implementation. We will work to integrate it with as many human resources management systems and payroll systems. So the HRM system is the information where the information will come, the input, and the payroll system we hope to be the end of our flow, our business flow. We are trying something a little bit more exotic. We want to integrate the video part and build some artificial intelligence on that. An example on that would be, for example, if I, as a person, if I exit the building, but together with me another two friends are coming or entering, artificial intelligence based on video will spot that and can make a security incident based on that. And applicability is very wide. I just wanted to give an example. We want to launch mobile apps related to this system, both for the persons entering, they can authenticate themselves with the smartphone, but also for the building's administrator to have, and the managers to have the information, the business intelligence part on their phone. And of course, we're looking for different kind of partnerships, because as every startup product, this is what helps us, and this is what will build functionality in our product. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Laura. One of the reasons I was keen to get this presentation in actually came from Astracom. In a lot of the channel partner discussions I had with Sangoma's partners, access control and automation of that was one of the hot topics. I was going to ask you about your roadmap in terms of when you're adding video, because video with access control is a natural fit, because it's Alan's card that's been swiped, but is it actually Alan that's come in?
Exactly.
So it's very